Hello, everyone. This is Miles K. Farrington, and I am here with my co-host and a special guest with MONG Podcast episode 94. I'm going to introduce my normal co-hosts, which are Adam Leonard,
Hey!
Jordan Leffler, almost messed that up.
Oh, that was a close one.
I'm so
Hello.
sleepy. And our guest of the hour is David Worth of Math Nerd Productions. We're bringing him in for a special interview about his new game, Lightbender. David, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing well, thank you.
It's good to have you, sir. So yeah, this is going to be a special edition episode of Mong Podcast, where we're going to spend our time grilling David on all the facts, the hard truths, and yeah. So let's get this show up and off the road, on whatever roads
No,
don't even matter.
It's already off the road.
We don't even need
It's
roads where we're
off-road.
going. So, who wants to? What games do you actually play, David? What do you enjoy?
What are you playing now, if
Yeah.
anything?
Actually, latest for me is H1Z1.
Not a bad choice.
I got into the Battle Royale scene. I'm not very good at it, though, so... Yeah.
I've watched some of that, and it is so entertaining to actually see people just murder each other. There's all it really is people just being horrible people.
Yeah.
That's one of those zombie survival type of games, right? Where you can just kind of screw with all your fellow players.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're gonna open up like we normally do with a little bit of chit chat.
Yeah.
Just what's everybody else playing?
Wait, I think we usually go to Adam.
Well, I think on the count of three, Jordan, we might as well do it together. 1, 2, 3.
Metal
Gear Solid
V.
5.
V. It's V.
V. The Phantom Pain.
Does anyone actually call it Metal Gear Solid V?
Hideo Kojima does.
Oh, okay. I guess that's pretty valid then. I can't argue that.
Yeah, fair point.
Quickfire. Who's your favorite character? Both of you. Now, go.
Snake. No, that's not true. I actually am really liking Ocelot a lot. And Miller's kind of crazy now, so that's cool.
Yeah, Ocelot's kind of awesome. And yeah, I also like all the 80s songs. I find they're a character in and of themselves.
Ooh, Dee Dee's awesome. I like Dee Dee.
Oh, my favorite companion.
God. Yes.
You have to admit the John Cena helicopter is the best. I hope you two have seen that.
Yes.
I love the fact that Dee Dee is a dog with a freaking eye patch.
That's the zaniness that Kojima's known for, folks. Dogs with eye patches.
And you can give him a knife that he can use to kill people. So
I watched that. It was amazing. Amazing, strange, and awful and wonderful at the same time. Well, no spoilers here. I'm playing Taken King because it came out this morning, which is part of the reason why I'm extremely exhausted.
fair enough.
Waking up at 4:30 to play it was... I'm an adult. I can make these decisions if I want to.
Yes.
But yeah, so it's been very enjoyable. Sounds like everybody's been enjoying what they've been playing. Yeah.
Very much so, yes.
Enjoying shooting people in all the different games.
Oh yeah.
But now let's talk about a game where you don't shoot people.
Yes, that is exactly what we've come here to do tonight. And not talk about killing people. We're being champions for parents everywhere right now.
So for people who don't know, David, what is Lightbender? How would you describe Lightbender, and how does it work?
It is a physics-based puzzle game. And for those of you who didn't take physics in high school, light is made up of multiple different colors. So if you take a white light and you break it up, it's made of red, green, and blue light. And so Lightbender basically is a puzzle game where you have to change the color of lights in order to solve puzzles.
Okay.
So basically, physics was made for a puzzle game.
Basically, yeah.
all the workings of the world are only for a puzzle game, which is not a bad thing. So, what kind of games inspired Lightbender? What made you sit down and say, you know what, I'm gonna make this red light unlock a door? There you go.
I don't know. I mean, Mostly, this game came out of the fact that I got so tired of shooters for a while, and so I really wanted to come up with something different.
Mhm.
And I don't know, the closest game that you could probably say to it is a really popular one back in the day called Flow for the iPhone and
Sure.
Android. If any of you remember that one.
Yep.
So I wanted to make something that's kind of like that but different.
It looks very pretty. I like all the colors
Yeah.
and everything. Like, and I really no, like seriously, I really like how it's like you set it up so that there are all these different colors, which at first seems kind of daunting, and like I have to remember how the different colors like split up. But on the other hand, I feel like if I do it for like 2 minutes, I'll pretty much have it down.
Hmm.
I mean, would you say that's valid, or is it like is there like a very slow learning curve in order to like actually figure out how everything splits up and like how to operate the game?
Well, the game holds your hand for the first few minutes to teach you everything.
Sure.
I try to design it so that it's really easy to understand, and there's only 4 different things that you interact with in the game itself, so it's pretty straightforward.
Now, what are those 4 things? I know we have the mirrors. I saw that in some of the gameplay, as well as the
Mhm.
light itself. Is that considered one of the 4? Or?
No, the light itself you can't manipulate
Okay.
where it starts, where it ends. So there's a
There-
prism which will split the light. Like I said, white is red, green, and blue. So if you shoot a white light into a prism, it turns into red, green, and blue.
Hmm.
And then there's a lens, which is the exact opposite. If you shoot red, green, and blue into a lens, it turns white. And then there's dark matter, which flips light, which is kind of like if you think of it this way, like if you take a pink light is made up of red and blue, and so if you shoot a pink light into dark matter, it'll turn green because there's no green in pink.
Sure.
Oh.
Interesting.
So now, is there like a story of any kind that kind of guides you through doing all this stuff?
Not really. It's more of
Okay.
just like just I don't know. It was originally designed as an app, and so it's mostly made for the kind of just sit down and play it for a little while, and it doesn't want you to get too invested in it.
Hmm.
That's kind of the impression that I got on it. So it's what is it releasing on? That's probably something that a lot of people are going to want to know.
Right now, we are pushing for Steam Greenlight. I think we're about 60 some percent of the way the last time I checked.
Okay.
And so that's going to be PC, Mac, and Linux.
Mhm.
And then it will also be on Apple devices and Android as a companion app. And then possibly, I just got one of the Apple TV dev kits, so it'll probably be shipping on the new Apple TV too.
Whoa!
Awesome.
Got a very broad horizon for your game. That's
Yeah.
ambitious, but I like that. Ambition is good. So, I just completely lost what I was going to say.
When will I get to play it on my Vita? That's my question.
Vita, I don't say that. I don't want to make any promises there.
So, about how long have you been working on this game?
This game has been in development since 2012.
Wow. Okay.
Nice.
Good long time.
And is that like full time? Like you've been working on it since 2012, or I mean, you've been working on other projects or doing other things since 2012?
I've been doing other things as well. I only just graduated from college. I was a full-time student for all 3 of those years, and so it didn't have all of my time, but I definitely put a lot of love into this game.
Nice. Now, once Lightbender comes out, and we know this is going to be $1 million game, you're going to make all the money you've ever dreamed of off of it. You're going to be a massive success. I'm not saying this sarcastically, so none of you give me any looks. You are going to be a great success.
No, we're all intently listening to you, Miles.
Okay, I'm just making sure. Now, do you have anything in mind after Lightbender? Is there going to be a Lightbender 2 or maybe a Dark Bender?
There's been a lot of people that have been giving me ideas on how I can expand the game. A lot of people want to see 3D grids where you can actually move things freely without it being confined to the
That'd be
to the
cool.
space that I give you. So that's definitely something that I'm looking into. I don't know. There's so much to build on. I could also add different things to the game that add more dynamics.
That was kind of what I was wondering is like, do you have any plans for adding to the game in the future? I mean, I know that there's like a level creator system, but are you hoping that will be the future of the game, or that you'll be adding more elements and more tools and stuff like that to the game as it goes along?
Well, really, I wanted to kind of play it by ear because there is a whole lot that can be done with the level creator. And so I wanted to see what people thought once it was in their hands and uh, see how far they can take it. But I mean, the way that the game is designed, if I were to release more tools, I would have to either make them backwards compatible with all the existing levels, or ship it as a DLC or
Sure.
a new game itself. So I was really just waiting for feedback from people.
Cool.
Now, what are you doing to keep yourself occupied and sane during this wait? Because I imagine waiting and looking at the numbers on Steam, Greenlight, and Kickstarter is just like, come on, guys. I need all of the numbers, all of your support.
Yeah, I mean, I've been keeping myself busy with other work too at the same time, so I'm not always sitting there looking at the screen, but it certainly takes up a good part of my day.
So it is just you, right? Are there other people on the team?
I am the only developer.
Okay.
I write all the code and do all the graphics and everything, but I do have people who help me with music and some of the writing.
So now, are you doing this full time right now, or is this kind of something you're doing on the side while you pursue other things?
This is mostly what I do full time.
Okay.
It's kind of the other way around. I do this full time and I do some other things on the side when I have time for them.
Gotcha.
So you mentioned the music element of it just a second ago, and that was something that I caught while looking through the Kickstarter page and the Greenlight and the trailers and stuff, that it really feels like the music is kind of would you call it like a large element of the game? I mean, it seems like it's very forward, like it's very much I don't know, not a peripheral element like it is in other games.
Well, I mean, the game is pretty simple in how it works, and so you'll be hearing the music a lot as you're going through the game. There aren't a whole lot of sound effects that are going to be happening, and so I wanted to make sure that the music is not boring and repetitive, and so we definitely wanted to have a larger soundtrack so that it's not just repeating the same tracks over and over again.
Mm-hmm. Cool. Yeah, I suppose light doesn't make all that much sound, does it?
Not really, no.
Now, so, oh my God, I'm so sleepy and I don't know why. Oh God, I'm breaking down. So, the level designer. Let's talk a little bit about that. I don't know what a good term of like scale is in terms of like comparing your level designer to other ones, but like how powerful is this level designer? Will if someone wanted to, will they be able to make a whole new Lightbender game off of like the level designer? That's really hard to answer. I know. I'm completely frazzled right now.
I mean, I think a good way to put that is like, how many levels are there? Like, how complex are they? Like, is it basically that any level that you'd be able to play like in the base game would you be able to make essentially?
That's a good way to put that.
You would.
Okay.
I give you every tool that I used to create the original levels. And in fact, I actually created the level designer to make the levels for the base game.
Okay.
Well, we'll just give this to the players too. I mean, why not?
How many levels are in the base game?
240.
Okay. That's quite a few levels.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now I assume you've played through every level, correct?
Yes.
How long did that take you, as the master of light, the Lightbender genius, David Worth?
Oh man, it's kind of hard to say because I played through them when I was actually making them to make sure that they were winnable.
Yeah.
Right.
I can give you the time that it took me to develop all the levels took me about 3 months. So
Nice.
Now, I think I read on the Kickstarter page that you're also going to potentially be releasing DLC in the form of new levels down the road once this comes out.
right, that's all going to be free as well.
That's awesome.
You're a winner, sir. You're a winner in my book.
Free DLC, and everybody's just like, yes! You've just won over so many gamers that way.
Though you're kind of missing a financial opportunity by having like the $40 like Lightbender season pass package.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not really in it for the money. I
Okay.
want to make fun games, and so anything that I get on just out of that is great.
No?
Cool.
That is a man who truly loves his art. Now, when Lightbender comes out, how much are you going to be charging? How much am I going to be shelling out to bend some light?
The base game we're planning right now is $3,
Mhm.
and that includes the game on Steam, and it includes a free download of the game on your iPhone or Android.
Ooh, very nice.
Sweet.
A champion of people.
Yeah. Oh man, I'm gonna give me some Lightbender.
So I know there's a Kickstarter going on. You've got the Project Greenlight going on. Do you have an idea when you're expecting or hoping it to actually be out and playable for people?
We have a full playable state of the game ready to go as of right now, actually.
Okay.
So it's really as soon as the project gets greenlit on Steam, I am ready to get it launched.
Mm-hmm.
Sweet.
Awesome. You hear that, people? Get on Steam.
Green
About
light.
how long does it take like to get greenlighted on Steam or greenlit? I suppose it would be.
Well, it really depends on how many yes votes you have on Steam. If you're doing really well, you can get greenlit within the first couple weeks. I had another project on there before that it took about 6 or 7 months.
Okay.
So it really just depends.
Now, okay, you're mentioning another project. What's your history? What other games have you made that we can go play tonight?
I have made about 12 games at this point. Most of them are apps, but I did make one game that was also funded on Kickstarter that was called Taken, and that one was a pretty bumpy road. We've had a lot of positive, a lot of negative feedback on it. So that one is on Steam. You can buy it if you want to. It's only 99 cents right now. But
Can you give us a little bit what's Taken about?
it is a pretty simple. It's basically a maze game. You are in a haunted maze. You're being chased by a little girl who can walk through the walls of the maze, and you have to find a key and escape. And the maze is randomly generated.
Wow. Cool.
That sounds
That sounds
horrifying.
cool.
Yeah, it does. It sounds really scary. It sounds like I would. I don't do horror games too much, David, but like that sounds kind of cool at the same time. So like I don't know, it freaks me out, but I'm like, yeah, I could probably handle that.
Add a child to any like minorly scary situation, and it is infinitely worse once the kid gets there. Let's be honest. No one likes kids.
Yeah.
So
So
just gonna stop talking.
what would you say have been your, I guess, greatest challenges right now with Lightbender? Like, what do you foresee in the future to be like a challenge or something, a hurdle that you've overcome that you're proud of or something?
Well, I'd probably just say the game itself. This is the longest game project I've ever done. Most of the games that I've made up to this point have been really small apps that took me a matter of a few weeks to create, and this one has been in the works for 3 years. And so It's just getting it all to work together perfectly and on all these different platforms, because everything is cross-platform. All your save data on Steam will also be carried over to your mobile devices, and all the levels that are created on either platform can also be played between them.
Mhm.
And so it's the hardest part of making this game was making this game, to put it frankly.
That's fair. I've never made a game, so I guess I can't really like. I disagree with that. It sounds like a game would be difficult to make.
I mean, if you're making everything cross-platform, you're schooling a lot of the big companies right now. They can't make Destiny cross-platform. You're like, got it, already done.
It was what I set out to do. I really wanted to make sure that you could enjoy it no matter what you're playing on.
I can respect that. Yeah, yeah. Now, are you gonna in the future? Are you trying to continue this a trend of, or make a trend of making bigger projects, and you're just gonna keep going bigger and bigger until you've got David Worth Industries and Math Nerds, a proprietary of that, or are you gonna go back to the kind of what's his name, Scott Cawthon kind of method of just like pumping it out constantly, just every month there's something new?
I kind of want to find a happy medium of both.
Hmm.
I really like to have multiple projects going at once, so I'd probably, in the long run, end up doing a really big game, and then at the same time, every month release something a little bit smaller.
Okay, very nice. Keep the fans happy constantly. They have something constantly just going right there.
Mhm.
Any other questions, gents?
Well, I just really appreciate having him coming on like this because
Absolutely.
you took time out of your busy schedule to come talk to us. Your game looks really cool, and everybody here at the Middle of Nowhere Gaming is certainly pushing for your success.
Definitely.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah.
No problem, man.
Um, when your next big hit is ready to go, we gladly have you back.
Thank you very much.
Or when you have more news about Lightbender too, that'd be great. We'd
Yeah.
love to have you back on.
Yeah, we'll be able to do any kind of coverage we can for you guys.
I appreciate it. I'll keep you in the loop.
Okay.
Thank you very
We
much.
appreciate it. All right.
All right. Well, have a good night, David.
Thank you. You as well.
It was great talking to you.
Nice to talk to you as well.
All right. Well, everyone, that was David Worth from Math Nerd Studios, or Productions, excuse me, bringing us Lightbender. Gents, what are we doing?
Let us talk about the big news that came out last night. There was quite a bit of it.
Okay, I did not check the news at all last night because I went to sleep early. So,
Well, I know one particular title that was announced last night that Adam can wave his hands about rather rigorously.
Yes.
Adam, go right ahead.
Well, biggest thing for me coming out of Sony's TGS conference, Danganronpa 3 is a thing, and it's coming to both PS Vita and PlayStation 4.
Both. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Because then I'll be able to, yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm on board with PlayStation 4.
Yeah, that is really cool because it feels like a lot of people have heard about Danganronpa now. Not just from me. I mean, like there's other, major players in the video game media critique industry that are fans.
no.
But it's kind of been it's on the Vita, which is such kind of a niche platform that only so many people own, that most people don't really have the ability to play it. They just kind of hear people like me constantly rant about how awesome it is.
Mm-hmm.
So it's cool that it'll finally be on the PlayStation 4 and it'll be on a place where people can finally kind of see what this whole thing's about.
Don't sell yourself short, Adam. You're the biggest name in the industry that's talking about Danganronpa. And
now you're the poster child for Danganronpa. You know that, right?
there you go.
That my life would be complete.
Yeah, I picked up the first one. Adam, you convinced me to, and I have not played it yet because of life and Metal Gear Solid. But I have a plane ride coming up soon, and it's got
Uh,
Danganronpa written all over it. So I
yes,
will,
yes.
I will definitely have more to talk about that time.
Nice.
Big news as far as one of my favorites is the Bloodborne expansion that
Yeah.
last night.
Mhm.
It's called. I can get this link to work. It's called The Old Hunters, and it's supposed to be available on December 3rd. It's supposed to take place before the events of Bloodborne, which I think is interesting. I don't really know how that's gonna work because, like, am I gonna be able to carry over my character? I don't know. Like, that's interesting. But I'm very excited for that. I'm going to be playing the crap out of that game.
Makes
Hmm.
sense.
Um, After Fallout and Metal Gear, whenever I get around to finishing Metal Gear, because it sounds like it's really long and I don't have.
Yeah. We've been at it for 2 weeks, and like the end is nowhere in sight. I don't get all the people on our chat who like have already finished it. And it's like, where do you get the time to like? This game is like huge. But then again, I mean, to be fair, when I get a game that I really like and I consider a really good game, it's almost kind of like a fine dessert that I don't want to eat it too fast.
I
Mhm.
And
agree with that.
so I usually find myself playing for a couple hours and then taking a break and then maybe coming back to it for a little while. But I don't tend to be a huge binger if I can avoid it. I'd rather take my time and enjoy a game rather than try to force my way through it as quickly as possible.
Sure.
Makes sense. Makes sense. Now, this is another piece of exciting news that I'm solely gleaming from this article I'm looking at. Gravity Rush or
Hmm.
Gravity. Oh, I guess was it called Gravity Days in Japan? I guess. Wait.
Yeah.
Okay, Gravity Days coming to PS4. That is not expected because that was a very Vita title.
And I think Gravity Rush 2 too, wasn't
Yep.
it?
Yep, that was announced right alongside it. I haven't played Gravity Rush. I keep on meaning to. It's supposed to be really good.
Hmm.
I liked it. I didn't beat it. It was one of the first games that I got for the Vita, and like it's interesting. It can be a little gimmicky with like how you have like it utilizes the motion controls.
Hmm.
And like sometimes I felt like I was doing contortions like to just kind of get her to move in a specific direction. Um, but no, it was cool, and it was actually like some of the challenges in the game are really difficult. Which, for people who are kind of completionists, can be a pain in the ass.
Honestly, with the six axis controller, uh, I feel like I played the demo Gravity Rush or Gravity Days, so I can't like give in-depth review on what exactly the gameplay was like, but I feel like they could probably pull it off with the six axis. They might need to make something like the Wiimote Plus or whatever that was. Anybody remember that when like they had the attachment for the Wiimote that made it a lot more accurate? Because I picked up or I rented Until Dawn for the weekend, and I tried playing that with the motion controls, and I think I made like one decision. I was like, nope, no, that's not happening. That these
Hmm.
controls are not good enough for me. So it'll be interesting to see how they manage that.
Well, I got to believe that the DualShock 4 is more sensitive than the Vita.
True, true. I wouldn't argue that, but
Adam's playing something.
No, I'm actually looking at Gravity Rush because I realized I think it was free on PS Plus some time ago, and I just clicked on it just to make sure I had it. So I just
Mhm.
realized, oh, I can download that game right now. So I'm not playing anything. I'm taking a moment to make sure that I actually have the game. Yeah.
I mean, we're a video game podcast. If anyone has problems with you pulling out your Vita on cast, who cares? Um, but yeah, that's some interesting news. All I really want to see, honestly, is a return of Monster Hunter to PS4, because
Hmm.
I would take a break from Destiny to play that.
Wow, that
I
would be
know.
awesome. That would
Yeah,
be awesome.
it's a shame that Capcom and Nintendo are like so deep in bed together with each other that we can't have that anymore. That was
Why
the
did it have to
weirdest way I could have
ruin
put that.
everything?
Hmm?
Why did it have to ruin everything?
Yeah.
That's
Gosh
kind of like
darn.
somebody who can't swim deciding to hitch a ride on the Titanic.
I'm sure at the moment it seemed like a wonderful idea, Adam. Eh, any other pieces of news that really seem exciting to you?
Yes. There was another one. Kingdom Hearts 2.8,
What is this?
final chapter prologue.
But,
Yes. Yes. It's going to be coming to PlayStation 4. And this is what it will contain. It will contain an HD remaster of Dream Drop Distance, which was released on the 3DS, along with scenes from Unchained. And I know I'm going to say this wrong because it just says X, but I think it's like Zeta or something like that, called Back Cover, set to tell the tale of the foretellers and revealing new parts of the series' history. And then the final part of the collection is Birth by Sleep, Point 2, a fragmentary passage, which is a completely new part of the story taking place after the events of the original Birth by Sleep, told by the perspective of Aqua.
I hate whoever comes up with these names. So bad.
Hey, Square Enix, you want to be really sweet? Why don't you release Kingdom Hearts 3 already?
Yeah.
Actually, what they should do is they should chop up all the old games. Not in a bad way, but chop up all the old games.
No.
No, hold on, hear me out.
Okay.
With make it not the best of, but this is the essential stuff you need to know. Absolutely. Because I'm sure not every scene in every game is essential to the story.
The essential stuff is ridiculous.
Exactly, but
I'm just saying, there's a lot of it, and it's horrible what they've done to this series.
Exactly, the story is so lengthy and detailed, and I feel like I'm not picking up Kingdom Hearts 3 just because I know I'm going to get it and be like, hey, this is fun, but I have no idea who that guy is and why that guy is calling himself a nobody, heartless nobody. So I'm not going to keep playing.
Yeah, they just need to trim it all away, and it just basically needs to be, this is Sora, his best friends are Goofy and Donald, and they go to Disney Worlds.
Yeah, but now there's Terra, Aqua, and...
Vesp? No,
those are
not
stripper
Vespa.
names. Those aren't good character names.
You're not wrong.
And then there's Roxas, and
no, that's not.
Yeah, no, there's Xehanort, and there's evil Xehanort, and then it's too much. See, just the villain alone is 3 different characters.
Exactly. And I still think they just need to take whoever's making the names for everything in this game, just take them outside of a shed and give them their resignation papers, because it's a little extreme to shoot somebody over that.
I was going to say, you're going to go old Yeller on this one.
But
it's mind-boggling because there's all this shit, and you get to go to Tangled at the same time. It's Square Enix is just... Go ahead. I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I was wondering if Tangled was confirmed, and then I realized, oh yeah, that's right, they did that.
Is Wolverine going to be in this one?
No, but Big Hero 6 is.
Oh, yeah.
It's not owned by Disney.
That's true, because stupid things happen.
I think Fox did that.
Yeah.
Let me think. What else was there? There was a price drop announced for the PS4 in Japan. I don't know the exact price, but it is a drop, and they haven't announced that it's going to be in other territories, but it's probably going to be. It's going to be coming eventually. If they're dropping it in Japan, they're probably going to want to do that drop in other places as well.
See, that's honestly the bit that scares me the most about TGS sometimes. I see news, I'm like, wow, that's so exciting. I can't wait to get my hands on this. And it's like, oh yeah, this is TGS. There's no promise that I'm actually going to get my hands on that.
Yeah.
Okay, for something that we will get our hands on, this is probably the thing that I'm most excited about for TGS and the remainder of TGS is Atlas has an event later in the week, and it seems that most sources seem to point that we are more than likely going to get a release date for Persona 5.
Ooh.
Yes.
Nice.
The big interesting thing is Persona 5 was supposed to come out this year, and we're almost done with this year. Do you think that Persona 5 is still going to make the 2015 release window?
It's 2015. There's a 5 in the year, so it has to come out this year.
Conspiracies. Probably not. Let's be honest.
No, I think we've not seen nearly enough of that game. Then again, they could totally pull a Bethesda with Fallout 4 and be like, coming out next month.
Yeah.
But yeah, I agree. There hasn't been a lot out, and it's not looking good for this year.
Yeah. Thoughts, words. Yeah, there's 3 months left, so arguably that's enough time to make a release date, and then especially if they do it this week, which is what we have not many days left in this week. Oh, we got half week left. They have time to make it happen. I don't think it's going to, but they have time. Just
Myles
to
is
be
counting
devil's
the
advocate.
hours over there. It's just
Yeah.
like, well, they have about 200,000 hours.
I'm kind of curious as to exactly how many hours they have, but that's neither here nor there. Yeah, I'll be excited to see what they have to say. Because Persona is wonderful.
Yeah, as a recent convert, I am particularly excited about getting to play that game sooner rather than later, especially on a console. Will be kind of cool.
And it looks so good. I mean, like the menus look good. Like it's yes.
I admit I kind of want them to come out with a. Oop! I broke my headphones. I kind of want them to come out with a console Shin Megami Tensei, because that would make me extremely happy. You hear that?
Make Myles happy.
You can't say
What
no to this
happens?
face. You can. I'm lying. Many people
But
have.
you're happy right now, Myles. You're smiling. You're supposed to not be happy.
I'm never happy. Let's be honest. Yeah. Another piece of news: King of Fighters is somehow still alive.
Yeah, I saw that.
Like, I like King of Fighters. Don't get me wrong, but they are somehow still hanging on there. King of Fighters 14 got announced for anyone who's wondering what I'm talking about for the PS4. It fully 3D. That's new. Offered few details, but confirmed the game would be released on PS4 in 2016. So it'll be initially interesting to see if this is the one that actually can revitalize the series. Because King of Fighters has kind of been like falling into the mist of obscurity.
I have not played this game.
I can tell. I think. Go ahead, Adam.
No, I was gonna say I have no opinion. I don't even know if I can name a King of Fighters character. There was one that looked like some blonde guy that looked like an old timey bartender. I think that had like a vest with a long sleeve white shirt, maybe, and a bow tie.
King?
Yes.
That's a girl, but yeah.
Okay. I named one. I knew one King of Fighters character.
Yeah, I'll give you that. Yeah. In this podcast and in the last crew, I was the only person that cared about fighting games. So let's just continue that trend, I guess.
And we go from something that Myles cares about to something he cares less about.
Which is?
There was the Last of Us news that came out today.
Oh yeah.
Apparently, during a Nathan Drake collection live stream, some of the creators at the Naughty Dog base were talking about animation work on Uncharted games, and one of them, Eric Baldwin specifically, said that he's worked on facial animation, his coworker has worked on facial animation on all of the Uncharted games and the first The Last of Us.
Oh.
And afterwards continue to backpedal and stagger and say, did I say the first The Last of Us? I meant The Last of Us, The Last of Us.
You gotta think some of this stuff is just intentional at this point.
I wonder, yes, if they're really just trying to ramp this up, but it's, all but confirmed now. Like, if it wasn't before, it is now. I think it was before, even Nolan North was like, they're hard at work on the next The Last of Us. And everybody's like, what?
Oh, yeah. Nolan North just kind of loose cannon that on a panel, didn't he?
Right.
Yeah.
So, Yeah, I mean, the game made gangbusters. They're not going to not make another one.
True.
I will take the controversial stance and say that I don't think there needs to be another Last of Us. I just not because it was a fantastic game, but with just that kind of story and tone, it's like if you made like a sequel to like The Road or something like that. You don't really need anything. It basically Last of Us makes all the statement of that entire. It makes the definitive statement there. You don't really need a sequel. I mean, like it was a masterpiece. End of story.
Mm.
I agree with that, and I think a lot of people agree with that. I think, though, the issue is that not everyone, but most people who would agree with that would also say that they want more of The Last of Us. Like, it doesn't need to happen, but, like, would you buy it?
Yeah, I mean that's the tricky thing is I will probably play another Last of Us. What my hopes would rest for the series in is perhaps best thing you could do is not have it be about Joel and Ellie. Like you've got this big wide universe that you've set up that's a fairly interesting universe. Give us another give us another story from like the plant people apocalypse.
There's also, like, 20 years, like, gap between where The Last of Us begins and, like, where
Yeah.
it picks up, like, after the prologue. And so, like, there's plenty of stuff going on as everything's going down, as well as, like, afterwards. I mean, spoiler alert, if you haven't played The Last of Us yet, or if you don't know how it ends, like, Ellie doesn't die. But she is a really interesting character, and I would wager that they might be going with the continuation of her story, maybe without Joel.
I was going to joke about
And
that, but that seems reasonable.
Maybe even her as an adult.
Yeah.
see, that would be acceptable, I suppose, too, if it was just not like the continuing adventures of Joel and Ellie.
As long as it's not like a quest again for her to be the cure for everything.
Nah,
Like, I don't want it to be The Last of Us again.
The Last of Us again. Best game title ever.
Maybe it'll be like a continuation of maybe it'll be like Nathan, or not Nathan Drake, but Nolan North's story, and you're just like this creeper in the apocalypse.
Now, we're talking about what could happen, what might happen. What they should do is, in your opinions, what would... Now, I know, Adam, you don't seem too keen on the idea, which is understandable. I kind of agree, even though I never played the game. But if in your dream, The Last of Us, the Last of Us again, the Extreme 2 Boogaloo,
The
what
Last
is
of
going
Us
to
2.
happen? Yeah. What's going to happen in The Last of Us 2 that would make you want to play it? What's your dream Last of Us 2? Either one of you. Well, Jordan, you're doing a little smile. You go.
I don't know. I mean, my dream The Last of Us 2 is something with completely new characters, but if it doesn't directly incorporate Ellie or Joel, like, as a peripheral character, or as, like, maybe a like as another character, like, just on the side, kind of like other characters were in The Last of Us. Like, there was Bill, and there was Tess, and other characters were introduced throughout the game, and they just kind of fall by the wayside, like, as it goes on. If they're not treated at least that way, I would want them to just not be in it altogether. I'd be okay with Ellie being the main character, because I really like Ellie a lot. But I also feel like that was the DLC. Like, that was kind of what we got with the DLC, and she doesn't need more.
All right.
I think those characters are good on their own. They've already been completed. Their stories are already done.
Gotcha. Adam, what's selling you?
Boom! I've got this one here. Okay, so they discovered that there is actually a cure, but it actually is located in the lost city of Atlantis. They have to bring an old treasure hunter out of retirement in order to get that antidote. Nathan Drake in The Last of Us.
Okay.
He gets to have awkward conversations with Sully about banging mushroom people.
Yeah.
They've already done the crossover between The Last of Us and Uncharted. Technically, there was an
Oh,
Easter
yeah?
egg in 3.
Yeah.
With some like newspaper or something like that talking about an outbreak.
Oh, well, there you go.
So yeah, that actually could theoretically happen. Old Man Drake, The Last of Us 2, Old Man Drake.
I love how Miles is trying to like lend credence to this theory.
Hey, they're in the same universe. Anything's possible, right?
It's not the same universe.
Didn't you know that Naughty Dog games are all in a shared universe?
I didn't know that. No.
I don't know if you're joking or not, but I feel like I've heard a theory that that is true.
Didn't they also make, like, what was it, Jax and Daxter, or...
Yep.
There's actually in The Last of Us, there's a Jack and Daxter like T-shirt that Ellie can wear.
Oh, well, there you go.
They were heroes of the past. They brought the world into the modern age, and then their people died off. That's how it goes.
What if we went the Microsoft route and just put the Battletoads in Last of Us 2?
Are they? Are they the enemy, or are they like the people you're playing as?
The
Well,
Battletoads actually sit on top of the mushroom people's heads.
That's
no,
even worse than what I was
they're
imagining.
the who you play as, and they use like comical like boots and fists and stuff to like pow. I would play that game. I would play that game. Sadly,
Naughty
Pretty
Dog
much
just
anything
completely
with
ruins
The
it.
Last of Us on the title, like I'm pretty sure I would buy.
The Last of Us Battletoads edition. You just get riding around on motorcycles and running Cryptis or whatever it's called over.
this is such a good idea.
This is an awful idea.
Moral of the story: they could release total garbage, and a ton of people would buy it.
I feel like they would somehow lose money on The Last of Us sales. Like not The Last of Us 2 Battletoads edition. People would demand their money back from The Last of Us 1, and they would somehow have to give it back.
Like Naughty Dog could crap out like a Last of Us dating sim, and like Jordan would still be playing.
Yes, I would. I would.
One of your options is just a clicker. It's like, we'll make this work. We'll make it work. We'll get you the surgery.
Yeah, I would. I'd buy that. I would absolutely buy that. I feel like it'll be like the most abrupt ending. Like they're like, you thought the first game had an abrupt ending? Well, now this one only lasts 5 minutes.
Oh my god, the giraffe is the main character in the second one.
I like that theory.
that's such a good idea.
The giraffe starts
Mountable giraffes.
not even mountable. It's a giraffe riding another giraffe that has rocket launchers.
You just play the giraffe.
Yeah.
What about Last of Us 2 Dancing All Night?
No, I would not get that one. I would not play a rhythm game.
No, think about it. The monsters could be like the beatboxers. They make the music with their clicking. The rails are gone. Is there any other news that anyone's excited about?
I think, yeah, a couple of games got ratings. This is just all PlayStation news, obviously. I don't know if we mentioned this, but the Tokyo Game Show was last night. Did we say that? And
Yeah, we
like
did.
the press conference was last night.
Like minorly, but yeah, we said it.
Yeah. And so a couple of PlayStation 2 classics were apparently been given ratings in Europe.
Ooh.
Which is indicating that these games might be coming to the PlayStation 4. One of them is Dark Cloud 2.
Ooh.
And the other one is Ape Escape 2, and then Twisted Metal Black.
Oh, okay, that's
Nice.
I could get hyped for Twisted Metal. They need to make another one of those. That's a good game series.
Yeah, they do.
Or they could just keep remaking the old one.
Nah, we need new blood.
No, I agree, but I'm saying like they're making plenty of money making the old ones.
You're not wrong. So,
Twisted Metal Black was one of my favorites, though. I really liked that game a lot.
I think the only one I really played was the one that was on the PSP, and I played that so much. So much.
Which one was that?
I don't even remember. It was just PSP, Twisted Metal. The Googles will have our answer. It was
Wasn't
Twisted
it-
Metal Head On,
Oh,
I think.
What were you gonna say, Adam?
the wrong answer. So,
Oh, okay.
so which one was your guys' like favorite?
Twisted Metal series.
No, like well, Twisted Metal vehicle, I suppose, is what I was shooting for there.
Oh,
The most nonsensical was Axel, because that was absolutely not a very realistic or intelligent way to drive your vehicle
No.
with people shooting at you, but whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, he was pretty awesome. I was always for some reason really drawn to Sweet Tooth. I like how dark his story is, and like just. I mean, obviously, like the poster child for Twisted Metal, but at the same time, like I don't know, I remember playing through that story, and to this day, I still kind of like think back to it, like from Black. So.
Yeah, I think now Axel is just like one of the most memorable because that was ridiculous. But I think my favorite character was Shadow. I think the old man.
They have like sports cars, some kind, if I remember right.
He had like I think he had what's the death car? The one that they drive bodies in.
Hearse.
Hearse. Yeah, he had a
Oh,
hearse.
okay.
I remember that one.
The death car. Yep, there we go.
The death car.
Yeah. What about you, Adam? You got any favorites?
Probably went with I always kind of liked Mr. Grimm simply because I thought the motorcycle, while couldn't take a lot of damage, was super duper maneuverable, and his special move packed like one hell of a punch.
I remember like that one a lot too.
I see something else that's going to be taking my money up soon. Did you all notice the new PS4 controllers?
I did, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna mention them, but yeah, we got sidetracked by the Last of Us nonsense.
To give a gauge on how much I like customizing my game experience in issues in aspects that don't really matter, I traded in 2 controllers to get 1 red controller. Because I make bad decisions. But yeah, I really like that silver one. That's nice. And the steel black one. And the gold one.
Wasn't there like a wireless headset announced with that too?
Yes, but I don't care about that part.
I'm just saying.
No one cares about it, Jordan.
Did they say that it was going to be bundled in with the systems, or is that just going to be probably sold separately?
9 new HDD base covers and 4 new controllers. 4 new controllers. Blah, 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 blah. I'm reading. Apparently that's a noise I make when I'm reading. 7 other colors excluding that are. Well, you can pre-order stuff today. Fun fact. The fresh hardware colors slated to launch in Japan this week include Classic Black, Aqua Blue, Neon Orange, that sounds awful, and Glacier White. The 4 will launch in Japan for a lot of yen, while the Aqua Blue system will launch in North America this November for $199. I would assume that the Aqua Blue controller will come with the Aqua Blue system, but that's all I'm seeing.
Who would want a neon orange controller? That sounds like really garish.
Someone who apparently plays their games in the street.
Maybe they're like a big Half-Life fan, I guess.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah, like orange box.
That's atrocious. Neon orange is the awful color.
Maybe you can make that excuse. Maybe.
Maybe that's secretly confirming the existence of Half-Life 3 for PlayStation 4.
Oh, okay. I was about to say Half-Life 3 ain't happening, but no. Could be. No.
It's just going to show up on the store next week. Just wait.
Just pops in there.
Gabe Newell's just like, here. We're not releasing it for PC. Everyone just rages.
Get ready. Go ahead, Jordan.
Five Nights at Freddy's released.
It's like the PS Plus game of the month next month.
It's done. Surprise.
Or even better, it's like you know how like they had the voting system. It's like, what do you want as your free game next month? Half-Life 3 or like some like little indie game about like
Poses.
That's what's gonna be though. 5 Nights at Gordon's. You'll be playing as Gordon Freeman, or Five Nights at Freeman's, I guess. You'll be playing as Gordon Freeman, killing the animatronics. He's finally ending the story. You guys care about a Gundam or One Piece at all?
No,
Eh.
Uh,
there's stuff, but yeah. There's also I saw. Wait a minute. When's Uncharted 4 or not Uncharted 4? Something was coming out March 24th. Is that
let's.
Uncharted 4?
I think that is.
Game releases March 24th,
Because
2016.
Dark Souls 3 just also got announced.
Well, I Google searched and it just gave me Dark Souls 3. So
Yeah. I think Uncharted 4 is coming out the same day too. So we were talking about that not too long ago. If it had any competition. Now they do.
yeah, I feel like those two kind of appeal to different crowds, but I don't know.
Yeah.
I agree. But I mean, like, those are two big games that are
That's
coming
true.
out the same day. It just kind of reminded me of a previous discussion.
I mean, at this point, they're just covering their bases. Like, hey, we got one for the, I guess, adventure kind of platformer fans, and we got one for everybody else.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
Uncharted-
March 18th. March
Yeah.
18th. Yeah.
So Dark Souls 3 is coming out uncontested. I think I used that word right.
Yeah, I think you did. If there's nothing else coming out on that day, which is unlikely, but anything else that big.
Yeah, no. Everything else will release in the shadow of Dark Souls 3.
Are you a Dark Souls fan?
I like to say I am, and then I get the games, and then I don't finish them because I don't have the patience, but I enjoy them while I'm playing them. Kind of. Not really, that's a lie. I bought Bloodborne. I bought Bloodborne. I bought Demon Souls way back when. That's pretty much the gist of it.
What did you think of Bloodborne? I don't know if we've ever had this discussion, Miles.
Probably not, because I think it was like an old topic by the time this new podcast regime started. I It is an enjoyable game, but the punishment is not worth it to me. Like, I could see myself enjoying it if it wasn't as serious when I want to goof off and make a mistake and then die and then have to completely rethink my life decisions that have led me up to this point. So like
It's like Dark Souls too, though.
wait, what?
I mean, like, Dark Souls is like that too.
Yeah. I mean, it's with both games, honestly. Like, I
Oh.
enjoy Demon Souls. It's like, it's a game, and this is going to sound really childish, it's a game that I enjoy when I'm doing well.
That makes sense. Yeah. It's basically how it goes.
The moment I die, I have to think really hard on if I want to keep playing or not.
Oh, that felt so good that I just did that. Oh, I just died.
Bloodborne has an incredibly well and fascinating designed world.
Mhm.
I only wish it was easier to get to experience it.
That
Yeah, that's fair.
I very frequently found myself looking for new things to do in different places, and either finding something that murdered me immediately, or being lost and being like, well, it's faster for me to just die than try and find my way back to the last checkpoint. So
Yeah.
I got to Father What's His Name, and then I was like, yeah, all right, that was Bloodborne. Thank you.
He's an
Gascoigne,
asshole.
yeah,
He's an asshole.
Yeah.
yeah. I didn't know he was a boss the first time I met him, so I just kind of like I walked through the door. I was like, oh, we got another friendly hunter because I met the one with the like old plague mask, and I was like, oh, he's another friendly. He'll give me some emotes, and then he turns around and I'm like, oh. Why's the boss battle music playing? Why are you roaring and coming at me with a... Oh, God, I'm dead.
Why is there a giant health bar? No.
I killed him, but I didn't do anything else afterward. Yeah,
He's a jerk.
he is. He murdered his wife. He's a wife killer.
It's like if that boss battle's that hard, it's like, it's only going to get more like
Yeah.
more
And
BS from there now.
It's technically the first boss battle.
Is it?
Yeah, because the other one, the
Cleric Beast?
Cleric Beast is technically optional. You don't have to beat the Cleric Beast.
Wait, you don't?
No.
I wasted so much time!
I did manage to beat the Cleric Beast without too much of a hubbub.
Yeah, there's nothing the cleric beast doesn't block you from going anywhere.
Is it like he doesn't block you from going anywhere, but it's just like he blocks a convenient path? Is that it?
Yes, I mean
Oh, okay.
it's a convenient place to go to,
Yeah.
but like you can fast travel there after a certain point, and it's a good place to like farm for health vials, blood vials.
Yeah.
But yeah, you don't have to do that.
Well,
So, pro tip: if you're just starting Bloodborne, you should still beat him. You should still beat the cleric beast, but you don't have to.
yeah, just do what I did. Beat the cleric beast, then not play for 2 months, then beat Gascoigne, then never play again.
I really wish we had the More You Know music right now.
Da, da, da.
It's the more you know.
I have no idea how long we've been going for.
It is about time, I think.
Probably.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sounds about right. So, people who can't even see my face because my camera's frozen again. I don't know why. I'm sorry. Are we good to close out? Any
Well,
final words, thoughts?
Let's do it.
All right,
wrap her up.
let's go. So this has been episode 94 of the MONG Podcast. We know you love us. You're sad to see us go, but it's all right. Back next week with 95. So yeah, if you want to find us in other places, because I didn't have the thing with my closing out thing open, so I'm killing time while I open it. There we go. Oh God, where's the stuff? There it is. So we record on Tuesday nights usually. Last week was a special case because my guts were rebelling against the rest of my body. We record on Tuesday nights, hopefully release on Wednesdays. You can email us at contact.mong@gmail.com. You can find our Mong Twitter account at mong.com. Mong.com are spelled out, not Mong. The dot is spelled out. Com is always spelled out. I realize that. You can also find us on YouTube at Mong Network and Middle of Nowhere Gaming Plays. You can also find us on Facebook, Tumblr, and Instagram. Just search Mong. We're the non-offensive one, most likely. Check out our website, middleofnowheregaming.com. That's where all our actual, big editorials and sprawling news and super reviews are, and our faces. You can see everyone that writes for us and helps develop content and beautiful stuff. And you can have your name on there too, because I think are we still taking applications?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay,
Yep.
yeah. You can have your face on there too for people to see you.
Or you could not be facially recognized at all and just write cool things.
That is also an option. You could be known as
The faceless writer.
That sounds just fun. Check out. Or I already said that. I'm tired. You can find me on Twitter at Furious Milk. As you see, I'm furious right now. You can't see. I don't know. My camera's probably still lagging. You can find Adam at
Fanboy_Adam.
You can find Jordan at
JL_Fleur.
All right, and another special thank you to Mr. David Worth. Again, just in case you somehow watched the whole interview and then completely forgot what that was about, he is the developer behind Lightbender. He is part of Math Nerd Productions. They're making games. They have made games. He's making more. Check it out on Kickstarter. There'll be a link in the description below. I believe that is all that we have for you this evening. So,
Yes.
Mong.
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 Mong, 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 mong.
Mong.
Whoop.